Part 101. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 1003. After Shuang'er's matter was settled, Lu Feng, Zhang Fei and Zhao Yun lived in Wei Xiaobeo's house. After noon, a message suddenly came from the palace, asking Wei Xiaobei to go to the south study room to have an audience. The arrival of people in the palace was indeed a bit unexpected, but since the emperor had given the order, Wei Xiaobei naturally would not disobey the order. After Wei Xiaobei entered the palace, Lu Feng stayed in the house to rest for a while. However, not long after the peace was achieved, it was suddenly broken by an uninvited guest. Needless to say, these uninvited guests were naturally members of the Tiandihui. They came here just to find Wei Xiaobei and let Wei Xiaobei speak clearly in person. But when they found out that Wei Xiaobei was not at home, but met Lu Feng here, they felt very strange. "Why are you here? Where is Lord Wei Xiang? Did you hide it? You guys broke into private houses and I treated you very well without going through customs. You dare to slander me? Could it be that you want me to do something to you?" Lu Feng suddenly stood up. He just wanted to twist his body, but he didn't think that Xian had frightened the other party. The three of them took a few steps back, and then stabilized after confirming that Lu Feng had no intention of attacking them. "It doesn't matter if you three don't believe me. Anyway, Brother Xiaobei asked me to live in his house from now on. If you don't believe me, you can wait until Brother Xiaobei comes back from the cave and ask him yourself. And I can tell you the truth, Brother Xiaobei asked me to protect him and I agreed. If you want to plot evil, don't let me show mercy." Lu Feng didn't care about the others at all, but if anyone dared to touch Wei Xiaobei, Lu Feng would definitely kill him first. Seeing that Miss Shuang'er was also at the scene, Brother Su asked, "Miss Shuang'er," he said, "are all true?" Shuang'er nodded quickly. "What my husband-in-law said is true. Xiaobei just went to see the emperor." "Why has Brother Lu become your husband-in-law again?" Brother Su said. He was even more confused. Shuang'er told the three of them the truth about themselves and what they had learned not long ago. At this time, everyone suddenly realized that in fact, what Wei Xiaobei said at the beginning, that he did not kill Aobai, was true. Wei Xiaobei has never concealed anything, whether it was from Shuang'er or the people of the Tiandihui. It's just that everyone didn't believe him. At this time, Su Sangha reacted and then led the other two people to kneel down together. "Since you, Brother Lu, killed Aobai back then you are the incense master of our King Mu Hall. Moreover, Director Chen is now dead. Now I hope you can take over the position of director and work with us to complete our great cause. I'm sorry to tell you that you have found the wrong person. It was indeed the person I asked my men to kill Obai. But I just can't stand him being an official. As for the great cause you mentioned, it has no appeal at all to me. But you are the person most qualified to be our chief helmsman. We just made a mistake about Wei Xiaobei. He is simply not suitable to be our new chief helmsman." "What does that have to do with me?" Lu Feng's question directly made the people of Tiandihui not know what to say. "You go away and don't stay here any longer, or I'll be rude to you." Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 1004. Lu Feng didn't have a good impression of the Tiandi society at all. Even if he didn't exist, in the original plot, Wei Xiaobei had helped many of their busy people, but they still ignored their old friendship and directly coerced Wei Xiaobei into attacking. Such people are not good at all if they do not use any means to achieve their goals. Su Sangha's people did not intend to leave hastily like this. In their hearts, they always believed that Lu Feng was their chief helmsman. But Lu Feng never gave them a good look from beginning to end. "I've reminded you once, if you don't want to die here, leave immediately. Besides, there will be people in your world who are more suitable than me. Isn't a Euro trademark T the spy sent by the Emperor the most suitable candidate? Lu Feng explained his words directly. Mainly because the spies in the Tiandihui have informed the emperor of everything that happened before, and the emperor must have known about his existence and the relationship between him and Wei Xiaobao, otherwise they would not let Wei Xiaobao into the palace without any warning. In this case, the emperor already knows about Lu Feng's existence, so there is no need to leave this gap. Just tell everyone in the Tiandihui directly and treat them as when they are suspicious of each other who is the spy. No one will care about who the new chief helm is, because the top priority is to find the spy. If the spy is not found, the new chief helm will be elected. What's the point? What's more, everyone in the Tiandihui hates the emperor so much that they will never allow his spies to exist in the Tiandihui. After hearing what Lu Feng said, Brother Su was very shocked. Is everything you said true? Of course, it is precisely because I saw it with my own eyes that I am so sure. Brother Feng, aren't you the emperor's spy, and you're also a fourth-rank official in the court? A few months ago, before Xiaobao entered the palace, I had already seen you appear in Obai's house. I was also in the capital at that time. As soon as these words came out, the three people present were very nervous. After all, Feng Jishong is one of the backbones of the Tiandihui. If he is really a spy sent by the emperor, then everything about the Tiandihui may be affected. The little emperor had long known about it. Brother Feng, no matter you are a person sent by the emperor, even Feng Yifei is a member of the emperor just like you. Also, apart from you two, there are many spies that exist in the Heaven and Earth Society. Don't a Euro trademark T think that I don't a Euro trademark T know? Don't talk nonsense. You can't make such a joke. Do you think I'm joking? In fact, everyone knows who Lu Feng is, so once he said it with such certainty, it is basically right. Brother Su San was very angry and killed Brother Feng with one sword without saying a word. Brother Su San, you killed someone for Xiaobao's sake, which makes me very difficult to handle. So you should take the body away as soon as possible. I will have people clean up the blood stains at the scene. As for the rest of the matter, you Heaven and Earth will handle it on your own. I'm just an outsider, so I can't interfere. I didn't expect that things would turn out like this. Although Brother Su has always believed that Lu Fengke should be the new chief rudder of the Tiandihui, the top priority now should be to find the Emperor's spies. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 1005. Su Sangha could only take Feng Jishong a Euro trademark's body away quickly. Shuang hurry up and deal with the scene, don't let outsiders find out. Good husband. Shuang nodded, and then immediately followed Zhang Fei and Zhao Yun to deal with the scene. As if nothing had happened, they waited until Wei Xiaobao came back from the palace. After returning to the house, Wei Xiaobao greeted him with a smile, as if nothing had happened. What happened? Mr. Lu, what do you think the emperor asked me to do? If I'm not wrong, the emperor asked you to come over because he had something to do with me. How do you know? Wei Xiaobao was a little surprised. He was sure that Lu Feng had never met the emperor. I have already said that I was guessing. Didn't a Euro trademark T I tell you before that there will be the emperor a Euro trademark S spy in heaven and earth? So many things happened before, and I was with you in the Heaven and Earth Society at that time. The emperor's spy will definitely tell him these things. You are really good at predicting things. The emperor called me over this time because he actually wanted to see you. It seems that the emperor is very happy and will definitely use you again. No problem. How long will it take to see him? Tomorrow you go to the morning court with me, and then you can see the emperor. Subsequently, because Lu Feng had never entered the palace, Wei Xiaobao told him some of the rules of the attack. After all, in Wei Xiaobao's eyes, the emperor has the greatest power and cannot be offended. The next day, Lu Feng Wei Xiaobao entered the palace with this little treasure. When the emperor saw Lu Feng at the court, Wei Xiaobao immediately introduced him to the emperor. "Your Majesty, this is Mr. Lu whom I mentioned to you before. He has saved my life more than once." "Very good, Mr. Lu, I have heard a lot about your deeds from Xiaobao, and I am quite interested in you. Moreover, you are resourceful, brave, and good at fighting. I wonder if you are willing to serve me in the Qing dynasty. I'm just doing what I should do, but it's not effective." The emperor smiled and said, "The sentence touches my heart deeply. If so, then I will make you a fourth-grade Zhenjing general." Faced with the emperor's reward, Lu Feng did not refuse. This was the first step towards completing the task. He communicated with the emperor at the court, and then mentioned the matter of pacifying the three vassals. This is the current priority of the entire court. The most important thing is that Wu Sangui, that old cunning guy, has always had the intention to rebel, just like Ao Bai. But because Wu Sangui was born in Yunnan, the sky is high and the emperor is far away, the court has nothing to do with Wu Sangui. At this time, Lu Feng will take the initiative to ask for help. He said that he could definitely take down Wu Sangui if he took action. The ministers in the court expressed doubts. After all, they knew very well how long Wu Sangui was. Lu Feng only came to the court for the first time, and he dared to boast such high cow. Faced with everyone's doubts, Lu Feng did not speak. But the emperor began to have his own little calculation in his mind. Anyway, it would be good to let Lu Feng go out and try. If he fails, it doesn't matter. If he succeeds, it will be fine. Get rid of Wu Sangui Euro trademark's troubles. Since General Lu has said so, then do as you say. After you are ready, set off immediately, and Wei Xiaobao will go with you. Three Kingdoms, I have a job transfer palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 1006. Lu Feng naturally knew that the reason why the emperor sent Wei Xiaobao to follow him to defeat Wu Sangui was not to let Wei Xiaobao help him, but to let him monitor him. No matter what little calculation the emperor had in mind, Lu Feng didn't care at all. Next, Wu Sangui will be captured, Taiwan will be recovered, Mongolia and Tibet will gradually surrender, and all the high-ranking officials in the court will be settled. The throne will not be obtained in a matter of minutes. The crusade against Wu Sangui cannot be delayed. If San Francisco is put down as soon as possible, the task can be completed as soon as possible. But just after the morning court, an unruly princess appeared in front of Wei Xiaobao and grabbed his ears. "You little guys, how dare you lie to me and secretly go out to play alone? See how I teach you a lesson. Princess, spare your life." Pain. Wei Xiaobao naturally did not dare to make mistakes in front of the princess. As a man, he could only let Princess Sword Spirit pull his ears and mess with him. The emperor did not go far. After hearing Ji Uning's nonsense, he immediately reacted, "I must have suffered another misfortune for Xiaobao when I came here, so I quickly turned back." "Ji Uning, stop fooling around. Brother Emperor, you don't a Euro trademark know that Xiao Gaiza lied to me before but secretly ran out alone. I asked him to go there without you. Could it be that you want to pull my ears too?" After hearing what the emperor said, Princess Ji Uning didn't dare to continue messing around. But at this time, she noticed Lu Feng standing not far from Wei Xiaobao. Maybe she came because she had never seen him before. In front of Lu Feng. At first, Princess Ji Uning thought Lu Feng was just a servant. After all, he was not wearing any official uniform, so she was ready to hit him directly. But what no one expected was that, faced with Princess Ji Uning's insistence, Lu Feng, who met for the first time, did not choose to let her do whatever she wanted. Instead, he directly blocked Princess Ji Uning's hand and dodged it cleverly without hurting her. At the same time, he also made the other party fall. How could Princess Jianing bear such grievance? She had been spoiled and unreasonable since she was a child. After Wei Xiaobao saw this situation, he originally thought that the princess would be furious and ordered Lu Feng to be killed directly. But when the princess waited after getting up, her face suddenly changed drastically. The princess's eyes shone, and a shy little blush appeared on her face. Lu Feng could only sigh. It turns out that this princess is actually a jerk. But it's okay, now he has feelings for himself, a different kind of sentiment. Princess Jianing is not bad in appearance, and she is not bad at heart, but her personality is a little bit shrewd. As long as this problem can be slightly changed, many men can still want it. On the other side, Wei Xiaobao is also worried about the emperor. After seeing such a scene, he would get angry directly. But at this time the emperor said, "You are worthy of being the person who saved Xiaobao many times." He successfully stopped her unreasonable behavior without harming the princess. I just think that a princess should look like a princess. Lu Feng naturally knows everyone's character, so after saying this, the emperor, instead of blaming her, felt that it was very reasonable. Don't you still know what his sister is like? Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 1007. Okay, don't make any more trouble. General Lu, go get ready and set off for Yunnan in 2 days. After Princess Jianing heard this, she immediately said that she wanted to go, and if the emperor didn't allow it, she would threaten to commit suicide by hanging. The emperor naturally knew what kind of character his sister was, and hanging herself was such a thing. Unless someone is protecting her 12 hours a day, there is no way it can be stopped. And even if someone is protecting her, if Jianing gives orders in the name of the princess, no one will dare to touch her, let alone come close to stop her. Okay, you can go along, but you can't cause any trouble. If you let me know about making trouble, I will prevent you from leaving your palace for the rest of your life. The emperor could only use this method to restrain Jianing. And the reason why he agreed was because he thought that Wei Xiaobao and Lu Feng were there. Wei Xiaobao was smart, and he grew up with them, so naturally he would not let Jianing be harmed. Any harm? Lu Feng's martial arts skills are so strong that even Hong Antong, the leader of the Shenlong sect, is no match for him. After getting the emperor's permission, Wei Xiaobao quickly said, "Your Majesty, please rest assured, I will definitely protect the princess's life and protect her, bring it back intact." After the emperor heard this, he nodded silently, and then asked Wei Xiaobao and Lu Feng to leave first. After returning to Wei Xiaobao's house, Wei Xiaobao began to pack his luggage. As for Lu Feng, there was nothing to pack, anyway. It would be inconvenient to carry too many things at one time. The day of departure came quickly. Outside the capital, everyone finally waited for the belated Princess Jianing. With such a big treasure, the whole army marched naturally. The speed will not be much faster, and the entire army will be very conspicuous. This is not what Lu Feng wants to see. But he himself will definitely not be able to leave the large army, so he can only arrange for Zhang Fei and Zhao Yun to take the lead. The road from Jincheng to Yunnan is long, and the one-way journey alone takes several months. But if only Zhang Fei and Zhao Yun drive forward quickly, the time required can be shortened by at least 1/3. When the time comes, let Zhang Fei go first. He and Zhao Yun went to check out the locations, first getting the map of Prince Mu's mansion in Yunnan, and then Wu Sanggui's mansion. After several months of travel, the large army finally arrived in Yunnan. But before they entered the city gate, they discovered there was a sedan in front of the door that became a roadblock. He stepped forward and opened the sedan door, and there was a monkey tied inside. Obviously, Pingxi King Wu Sangui didn't pay attention to everyone at all. He put the monkey in the sedan and tied it. It was obviously implying that everyone was just a monkey in his eyes. Faced with this situation, Lu Feng destroyed the sedan without any politeness. Officials here in Yunnan had absolutely no intention of doing so. thinking that Lu Feng was such a difficult person to mess with. Fortunately, everyone had heard that Lu Feng was very powerful in martial arts, so they did not do anything outrageous immediately. Instead, they waited until Pingxi King Wu Sangui came out to greet him in person. "Welcome the great man, General Lu and Princess Jianing. I accidentally destroyed the prince's sedan chair just now. I'm really sorry. I'll pay you back double the amount." Lu Feng pretended that he had just missed. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 1008. General Lu was joking, it was just a sedan, so how dare he bother the general to pay compensation. After finishing speaking, Wu Sangui said to his subordinates who accidentally placed the teaching materials on the road to block the princess's way, "If something like this happens again next time, don't blame me for turning against the person." Actually, this sentence was just for Lu Feng. Who doesn't know that the sedan holding the monkey just now was arranged by him, Wu Sangui? The prince doesn't a Euro trademark T need to care so much about this matter. We Euro trademark D better not stay at the city gate for too long and go in quickly. Princess please. After saying that, without even a few words of greeting, everyone entered Kunming city directly. As soon as they arrived here, according to the due etiquette, Wu Sangui hosted a banquet. But this was more like a hangmen banquet, a secret prostitution mystery. Fortunately, Wu Sangui would definitely not take action directly, at least not at this time. So after eating a little something, everyone returned to their respective residences. But Lu Feng did not rest, but hurried over, arriving at a nunnery. This nunnery is not located in the farthest reaches of Kunming city. It is sparsely populated and difficult to find. As soon as he arrived here, Lu Feng saw Chen Yuan. At the same time, Zhang Fei and Zhao Yun also here. Lu Feng had already arranged for the two of them to find this place, and asked Chen Yuan to help lead Wu Sangui out alone. Apart from his son Wu Yingxiang, the only thing Wu Sangui cared about most was Chen Yuan. But before Lu Feng appeared, definitely not too busy yet. "General Lu, I finally meet you. I promised you what I said before, but I don't a Euro trademark T know how long it will take you to prepare to do it. The sooner the better, don't waste any time. Then should I lure Wu Sangui out now?" Lu Feng nodded, and then arranged for Zhang Fei to notify Wei Xiaobao and ask him to bring everyone here quickly, because there is a secret passage at the nunnery that can directly leave Kunming city. After Wu Sangui was killed, the group it is definitely impossible for everyone to leave in a big way, and they will only be able to escape in this way. You must know that this is Kunming city, Wu Sangui's territory. If Wu Sangui is killed, his men will definitely kill everyone. We can a Euro trademark T take action easily now. We must first contact Wei Xiaobao to pick up the princess and ensure her safety. Ita Euro trademark S. Just that this time Zhang Fei went out for a little longer, and the entire Kunming city is definitely not as big as the capital city. So it was really inappropriate to be out for so long. Lu Feng frowned, and after thinking about it, he decided to let Zhao Yun stay here to protect Chen Yuan, and went to find Zhang Fei himself to see what happened. When he arrived at the princess's place, by the way, they found that the princess actually called Wu Yingxiang over. Moreover, the princess showed her extremely unruly and willful character, tied up Wu Yingxiang, and said that she wanted to use him to deal with Wu Sangui. Although this idea is very good, but if the princess is responsible for the execution, there may be a big problem. Lu Feng then thought about it, maybe this is not bad. Using Wu Yingxiang to threaten Wu Sangui, the other party will definitely not dare to take action easily. Your Highness, please come with us. Wu Sangui is going to attack you while you are playing some games. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 1009. Lu Feng did not tell lies. In the original plot, Wu Sangui tied up many people and threatened Wei Xiaobao. And this is when Wu Yingxiang and the princess are engaged. But now that the two of them are not engaged, they can't even imagine what Wu Sangui will do. Therefore, Lu Feng had to take action first. Only in this way would Wu Sangui have no cards to play with. When the princess saw Lu Feng coming, she agreed to whatever he said. Everyone came to the nunnery together, taking Wu Yingxiang as a hostage. But when I returned to the nunnery, there was suddenly one more person here, and that was Akko. It makes sense when you think about it. Akko is Chen Yuan Yuan, a Euro trademark's newborn mother. It a Euro trademark's normal for the two of them to meet. General Lu, if you are ready, please give this letter to Wu Sangui. When he sees this letter, he will naturally appear here. Zhang Fei, I leave this matter to you. Zhang Fei took the envelope and immediately went to look for Wu Sangui. As for the others, they definitely can't stay here anymore. Lu Feng asked the others to leave Kunming City through the secret passage of the nunnery. At this time, Chen Yuan wanted to stay and held him back. Wu Sangui could not leave, but she hoped that her daughter Ake would be safe and sound. General Lu, I know this is a narrow escape. And you can help me kill Wu Sangui, which is a great kindness to me. But I boldly make a request to you. I will marry Ake to you. I only ask that you can keep him safe for the rest of his life. Of course, no problem. I promise you that as long as I am here, I will never let Ake be wronged. After receiving such an answer, Chen Yuan was finally relieved. Although Ake didn't want this, but faced with his mother's order, he had no way to resist, so he had to agree first. After all other irrelevant people left, Zhang Fei he also followed Wu Sangui to the nunnery. The moment he saw Chen Yuan, Wu Sangui was very excited. After all, it was for this woman that he betrayed his previous dynasty. But before he could say a word, a dagger stabbed him directly in the abdomen and slipped twice. Lu Feng appeared in front of him and said to Wu Sangui, when you die, I will tie a rope around your body, just like the monkey the group saw outside Kunming a few days ago, and then put it into the sedan. Wu Sangui never expected that Chen Yuan would join forces with outsiders to harm him, and this time he came because Chen Yuan missed him and wanted to see him, so he had no precautions. That's why Lu Feng succeeded so easily. Watching Wu Sangui fell to the ground, and Chen Yuan was fine at first, but unexpectedly, he snatched the dagger and put it on his neck. General Lu, Wu Sangui was kind to me, but today I did this to him, so I am also a sinner. I just hope that you can fulfill your promise and treat Ake well in the future. I will take the first step. As soon as the words fell, Chen Yuan wiped his neck directly. Lu Feng stood there without saying anything. This was Chen Yuan's own choice and deserves respect. After all, the other party is a nun now and has a certain belief in his heart. 3 Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 1010. Don't worry, I will treat Ake well, Lu Feng said silently to Chen Yuan's corpse. Wu Sangui has been killed now, and his entourage is waiting outside the nunnery. If Wu Sangui is not seen out for a long time, they will definitely rush in immediately. Instead of waiting for the opponent to attack, it is better to take initiative. Zhao Yun, hurry up and leave Kunming City through the secret passage, notify the army stationed outside the city to immediately launch an attack on Kunming City, and immediately come back through the secret passage to meet us after the notification. Zhao Yun responded, and then disappeared in front of everyone. Zhang Fei asked, Your Majesty, should we go and kill those people outside first? Now is not the time, let's wait for Zhao Yun to arrive before we take action. Anyway, it's not far from where the army is stationed. It can only take a stick of incense to get back. Sure enough, after burning incense, Zhao Yun reappeared at the nunnery. He had successfully notified the army stationed outside Kunming City, and now the army was immediately preparing to attack Kunming City. It would take less than a moment to burn incense. Hearing the sound of the attack, after confirming that it was correct, Lu Feng immediately asked Zhao Yun and Zhang Fei to quickly deal with Wu Sanggui's soldiers outside the nunnery. With the strength of the two of them, it only took a few minutes. Killed all the people Wu Sanggui brought over, and the number of people brought over was not large. After that, the three soldiers divided into three groups, starting from the nunnery, and directly disintegrated the entire Kunming city from the inside. But in order to prevent the soldiers from discovering this nunnery, and the secret passage behind the nunnery can only destroy the entire nunnery, it is impossible for three people to kill all the soldiers in Kunming city. No matter how high the martial arts is, the number is not take any advantage. So the best solution is to kill the leader directly. At this moment, a war has been launched outside Kunming city. The large forces have officially launched an attack on Kunming city, and most of the soldiers in the city have ran to the main gate. It was a good time for Lu Feng and others to take action over there. Wu Sanggui had already been killed, so his men were anxiously looking for him, but to no avail. Because Zhang Fei and Zhao Yun had previously moved the residence of Prince Mu and Wu Sanggui in advance. The local map has been drawn, so Lu Feng came to Prince Mu's mansion first. Lu Feng's targets were Mu Jianping and Fang Yi. He first told the people in Prince Mu's mansion about the crisis that Kunming city was encountering, and because there was a huge noise before, the people in the palace quickly believed Lu Feng. However, Lu Feng could not rescue all the people, so he asked the people in the palace to choose a few people who could be rescued. Therefore, Mu Jianping, Fang Yi and Mu Jiansheng and the three people became the targets of rescue. After all, the three of them were the ones most worthy of being rescued according to their bloodline. After rescuing the people from Prince Mu's mansion, Lu Feng hurriedly joined Zhang Fei and Zhao Yun. Seeing that Lu Feng was the one who came to kill Wu Sanggui, the three people in the Mu Palace all felt that Lu Feng had done a good job, so they joined the battle together. The three of them were not bad in terms of their own strength, so when facing the soldiers, they did not hold back. As long as you don't hold back, Lu Feng won't feel any pressure. However, there are more important things than killing so many soldiers. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 1011. Even counting the three people from Prince Mu's mansion, there are 6 in total. It is impossible to completely disintegrate the soldiers in Kunming city. In this case, if you want to win this time, there is only one way, and that is to let the soldiers from outside the city come in. Zhang Fei and Zhao Yun, you two try to cut off the contact between the display soldiers and the guarding soldiers, and then tell the guarding soldiers false news to ask them to open the city gate. If this method doesn't work, just find a way to break through the coast from within. You must let in large forces. After giving the order, Zhang Fei and Zhao Yun immediately took action. They also knew that if it continued like this, it would not be a solution to the problem at all, so it was better to take a risk. Mu Jianping and Fang Yi hurried up. Forward. Leave it to the two of us to create fake news. We will definitely get it done. Okay, I'll leave this matter to you two. Since the other party has taken the initiative to take responsibility, and there is indeed a shortage of manpower now, and Prince Mu himself hates Wu Sanggui very much, there is absolutely no problem in entrusting such an important task to the two of them. As for Lu Feng himself, and Mu Jiansheng and the two men directly tried to find a way to drag down various high-ranking officials and military generals living in Kunming city to prevent them from going to the front line to support them. Wu Sanggui also had 3 or 5 strong generals, but they couldn't even defeat Wu Sanggui, and how could he defeat Lu Feng? He directly used Wanji and Gazong and successfully killed 2 generals. The other three generals were at Mu Jianzhen's side, but Mu Jianzhen's level was not very high, so he could do it all at once. It was still a little difficult to deal with three enemies. Lu Feng saw that the opponent was about to lose his hold, but he pretended that he didn't have time to go over to support, causing Mu Jianzhen to be directly killed by Mao Sangui's men. After that, Lu Feng he took action and killed the remaining generals of the opponent in front of everyone. On the Kunming city wall, after the soldiers guarding Kunming city got the false news, they immediately stopped guarding and opened the city gate. Outside the city, although the large army looked a little confused after seeing such a situation, they could not miss the opportunity. They simply rushed into Kunming city regardless of whether the opponent was deliberately tempting them. However, when they entered, they found that the enemy was not prepared at all. Instead of continuing to take action, he surrendered directly. Although it was not clear why, Wei Xiaobao still rushed forward with a few generals and came to Wu Sangui's residence. After arriving here, he discovered that Wu Sangui and his men had been killed long ago. When Mu Jianping and Fang Yi saw Mu Jianzhen lying in a pool of blood, they rushed over to check the situation. But by this time, Mu Jianzhen had already lost his breath. "What happened?" Fang Yi asked. "When we were fighting the enemy before, 3 of them were fighting 1, and there were 2 people on my side fighting, so before I could go over to support the rescue, Mu Jianzhen was killed by the enemy." After hearing such news, both Mu Jianping and Fang Yi were heartbroken. One was his brother, and the other was his future husband, but now both of them have lost the most important person. 3 Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 1012. Wei Xiaobao knew Fang Yi and Mu Jianping. It was Wei Xiaobao who helped them when the two broke into the palace. So seeing the two of them looking so heartbroken, Wei Xiaobao had no choice but to step forward to comfort them. "Cry if you want, it's all that old cunning Wu Sangui's fault. If it hadn't been for him, little Prince Mu wouldn't have died at all." After hearing what Wei Xiaobao said, Fang Yi and Mu Jianping cried even harder. Lu Feng did not tell them to shut up, even if the scene became very noisy. Anyway, the large army has now entered Kunming city, and Wu Sangui's remaining the man was no longer a great weapon. In this way, the entire Kunming city was captured. As for Wu Yingxiang, he decided to take him back to the capital temporarily and obey the emperor's orders. A few days later, things in Kunming city were almost settled. Those who are unwilling to surrender after reacting, just kill them all without further ado. For those who are willing to submit, just treat them well. Things here in Kunming are basically over, so there is no need to stay here the night before leaving to return to the capital. Fang Yi and Mu Jianping found Lu Feng. "Mr. Lu, are you planning to return to the capital tomorrow?" Fang Yi asked. "That's right, we have to deal with the emperor." Lu Feng nodded. "Do you have to follow the current emperor?" Fang Yi was very tangled in her heart, because after this period of understanding, she knew that Lu Feng was the one who really killed Obai, and he was also the one who killed Wu Sangui. This is of great significance to Prince Mu's mansion. Just like the Tiandihui. What's more, Lu Feng is also the savior of both of them. But Lu Feng also does things for the current emperor, which makes them unacceptable. The goal of Prince Mu's mansion is the same as that of the Tiandihui. They all hope to overthrow the current court and restore the previous dynasty. Therefore, facing someone like Lu Feng who has helped them but will also become their opponent, it is not only Fang Yi or Mu Jianping, it is difficult for both of them to choose. Lu Feng naturally understood what the two of them were thinking. "I think you have misunderstood. I don't trademark do things for anyone, I just do it for myself." "Then why do you still follow this dog emperor? If I don't return to the capital, I won't be able to borrow his help to level 3 times. If you two want to follow me, then trust me, otherwise, please go back." Lu Feng accurately grasped the other party's psychological activities and concluded that Fang Yi and Mu Jianping would definitely not leave like this. What do you mean? Mu Jianping asked. You should understand for yourselves. Anyway, I understand that I will return to the capital. You can decide for yourself whether you want to follow me or not. After that, Lu Feng returned to his room. On the next day, Lu Feng summoned the corresponding people and was about to leave Yunnan and return to the capital when Fang Yi and Mu Jianping appeared in front of him. We have thought it over and decided to follow you back to the capital. Now that everything has been decided, don't a Euro trademark T regret it and just follow me from now on. Who wants to follow you? The two of us are just going to the capital on the way. Fang Yi responded a little arrogantly. That's her character. Although she may care about it on her lips, she still agrees with it in her heart.